strange situation where I can see my breath in the air, but I can feel the sun on my back. Only in Britain? No, I know. Anyone from America will be like, you what? We get that every morning. British weather is mad though. I can feel the sun on my back, and I can still see the breath. What's going on? It's mad. The world's gone mad. That guy's just gone in the lock. There he is there, just working that lock, baby. Couple of boats. These are Canal and River Trust. So they're Canal and River Trust sort of paid moorings. Because I can imagine, like for the winter, this might be quite a nice spot. You know, if you were interested in staying put for the winter. Sorry, I'm watching ahead because I'm coming to a bend and I can't see if there's any other boats coming at me, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm just not jabbering as ferociously as normal. So we got through that lock in about half an hour, 40 minutes. It's a bit slow, really. It was slow to fill, wasn't me? Honest. Sun's gone in. Immediately I feel colder. So yeah, actually there will be possibly a need for the anorak to make another appearance later in the day. It will not stray far from my hand. Preston Brook 16 miles is one of those cute little signs. Preston Brook is where I'm gonna, it's the location of the big tunnel that leads into the canal. I can never remember the name of the Bridgewater, finally. And I need to go there. I need to somehow book the Bridgewater as well. Apparently you've got to book, you can't just show up. Because you know what, I'm going to give it a bit more rest as well. I'm past the moored boats, I'm not playing that. You definitely notice with engines, don't you, that there'll be a certain vibration level where they'll certain RPM level. I'm getting into RPM again. Oh god, I said I wouldn't do it. I'm not even interested in RPM. I like the dogs more than I like the animals. Do you know the funny thing? I came to dogs late in life. I always just saw them as kind of a nuisance or, you know, dirty because of the fecal issues. But I spent a lot of time around dogs because my ex-partner was really keen on them. And you cannot help, when you spend time around dogs, you cannot help but love them. They're just brilliant. I'm not going to stray far from the boats. That was the one. Just there's something about dogs. I don't know what it is. They seem to share so many of our emotions. Not exactly. They won't be human emotions, but they look and act as if they're a similar type of emotion. Like you can see when they feel sad or embarrassed, or you know, when they know they've been naughty and you're telling them off. They act like people act. You know, sheepish. You can sort of tell when they're annoyed. And I don't know if this is true. Perhaps someone more educated in the matter can clarify. But I get a sense that they have a sense of fun. You know, with animals, right? Is one of Tony's theories coming up now. So you know, brace yourselves. Tony's special scientific theory you know, I heard this thing that playing animals, right, is related to, it's a way that they gain skills needed for adulthood, you know, so kittens playing with each other, jumping on each other. I'm sure I heard someone say that it's to do with, you know, developing hunting skills and, is it hunting skills? Coordination, maybe, the ability to jump on something. Seems fairly sort of a basic skill, but you know, anyway. And that's, anyway, but that's the drive that makes them want to play. You think they're playing, they're actually sort of practicing killing you, you know what I mean? Jumping on your hand to kill it is their sort of instinct. Was what I heard. I've no idea. I saw it on TV. It was on a documentary. It wasn't some bloke in a pub or something. It was on a documentary, so I had at least some reason to think it might be true, you know what I mean? But that was a documentary back in the 80s, or it was ages and ages ago. So, and we thought all sorts of crazy things back then, didn't we? So I wonder whether the thinking has advanced since then regarding animal behaviour. Oh no, this is interesting. I'll try and turn the camera. There is a large expanse of, like a pool, off of the canal. Oh, it's shallow. I heard the boat grind on something like silt, slightly harder. I think this is called a flash. Try and get the name. I'll put the name in when I find it later. I'm actually starting to do that now. I'm actually bothered enough to put names in. Like I used to say I'll do it, and I really wouldn't do it. I just couldn't be arsed. But I've been doing it lately. Almost like a proper like video maker. There's a beautiful, look at that. But it's, you know, there's a big red sign. That's normally a bad, yeah, big red sign. The word danger's on there. So I think that, you know, hire boaters coming through, people who don't know that the canal is limited width, despite that might look like, oh, I'll take the boat over there, sail the boat over there. No, that's just a shallow, really shallow water. Do not enter. And they must have had a few incidents of boats getting stuck, so they've, you know, fenced it off. But anyway, beautiful mooring. Check this out. Look at that. That would be such a lovely place. Wouldn't this be a lovely place to stop your boat through? This will be a 40. It'll be 48-hour moorings. There'll probably be rings there somewhere. But what a lovely place to stop the boat. Anyway, enough idle tourism. 3.1. That's not bad. 3.4. Oh my god, I'm squealing now. 3 miles an hour is quite a respectable speed. Engine sounds okay. I'm not going to get into the sound of analyse the sound of a diesel engine thing again. Yeah, you've suffered enough, you know. And I don't know how long that's going to be, you know. I'm quite enjoying the whole canal thing, you know what I mean? I'm quite enjoying the whole canal scene now. But, you know, there's only like 2,000 miles of waterways, thereabouts, you know. Some nerd's going to jump, there's 2,453.7, you know what I mean, though. It's a couple of thousand miles. And some of it is so difficult to navigate. I've watched YouTubers trying to navigate down these obscure arms of canal that's like a mile long, and it's absolute murder to get down there. You just could. I'm not going to go round all them. I'm not on a mission. Sorry, my nose is itching like buggery. I'm not on a mission to cover the whole of the UK waterways. That's not my thing. Now let's hope this guy does the sensible thing, because I'm going to go wide. I'm going to go out wide here and then swing round. Morning. That went pretty well. But in the summer, you're doing that all day long. I mean, to be honest, it's going to be busy tomorrow. That's one of the reasons. Another cunning. You people, you don't know how cunning. The razor sharp cunning, right? Okay, not that cunning, but it's going to be busy tomorrow. Like Sunday's always, it seems, not universal, I've been caught out, but Sunday tends to be the busiest day. I sort of tend to find, you know, I haven't done a detailed analysis of it, but that's my impression. And tomorrow is Sunday. You know, I felt, let's cover the miles whilst I can. I don't have to then move tomorrow. I could perhaps visit Northwich, pop into Northwich town tomorrow, which will be nice. There's a Waitrose in there. I'm sorry, I'm all about the supermarkets. I know this is dreadful, like, as an educational tourism thing, you know, like, my specialist area of knowledge is supermarkets. Again, it's a damning indictment, isn't it? But I'll tell you what though, not a bad brew. One of the sort of things I didn't realise that you have to do, really, especially if you're a bit lazy, is you can't publish videos like straight after you've taken them, you know. So this little cruise today up towards Anderton, fingers crossed I make it. I won't get a chance to edit this for another couple of weeks, and at the moment I think I'm like 8 weeks behind, which is more than I want to be, really. I need to pull my finger out. I'd like to be 4 weeks behind. It's a bit weird. I find it a little bit weird when you see, from weekly vloggers, you see videos coming out with like snow in them and it's June. It just feels a bit, I can't say I don't like it. Listen, I hate it. I don't like, it's a bit of an extreme. I don't mean I dislike it. It's just, it jars slightly. It just doesn't feel quite right, you know. We're into the 2-week Easter holiday in Britain. We're into that season now, and holiday. So there's going to be plenty of boats knocking about, and I'll see a few today. So I get a bit, what's it? Oh, come on, brain. Oh. What's that word for, like, lackadaisical, complacent? Sorry, I can't afford to do like random thoughts if it takes me 5 seconds to think of the word complacent. That's not going to work as a style, is it? Oh, this is beautiful with the sun out. This is lovely. Do you know, I was going on so much about how lovely the Llangollen was, and you know, to be fair, right, this part of this, the northern end of the Trent and Mersey here anyway, is you know, it's unstable. The only downside to it, you won't see mountains, but the downside that, you know, springs to mind is the water quality. Oh, there's a boat coming, right? Okay, gonna have to stop Gavin and get across the canal. The water quality isn't there. Right, keeping my eye on this. These are famous moorings here. "48-hour moorings, bramble cuttings." There we go. Full crew on here. There we go. Morning, guys. You haven't got a spare captain's hat, have you, guys? There's another boat. Okay, so I didn't really get any banter off of those guys. Morning. Yeah, Bramble Cuttings is a famous little spot. Famous for being nice. Morning, chaps. nice, yeah. Let's hope it stays this way.
Yeah.
You often get that in the summer. One boat will follow another. Now, to their credits, they're keeping a respectable distance. They're not, you know, taking the which you would really, right? If you're following another boat, you can't overtake in these things unless somebody pulls over. You know when those lorries try and overtake each other? One's doing 59 miles an hour, the other one's doing 58 and a half. And the one doing 59 takes about an hour to get past. It's that kind of situation, and the canal isn't generally clear enough and wide enough for long enough to pull off the manoeuvre. So people don't do it. And just some gratuitous side scenery shots here. And I had one guy about a year and a half ago. He was coming off the Llangollen, and a guy come tearing up behind me in a trad boat. He had a top hat on as well, which was a what is that? But he was going for the full trad, you know. I think he even had the costume on, like he was doing the full cosplay thing, like traditional Victorian boatman with a waistcoat and a top hat. Neckerchief probably. So he was all in on the boat. He came right up close behind me. He was like, you know, clearly get out of the way. And those trad boats, some of them can really shift. I think they build them with, they have lots of torque in those old engines, and perhaps a bigger prop on them. Not in the know about such matters, but it was shifting. It really was. And I was flat out. I was absolutely flat out in this thing, because I thought, I'm pulling over in a couple of minutes anyway. I was approaching the place I was planning on stopping. So I'm pulling over anyway. I'll just stay ahead of him. It's not worth me pulling over. I'm gonna. But he didn't know that I was stopping shortly. So he was like, kept on. He wasn't insanely close, like 10 yards. He was about 100 yards, but he was letting it be known. And I was coming up to a few hundred yards short of the place I was going to pull over anyway. And he tooted his horn, you know, clearly to indicate, can you get out of the way, kind of thing. So I did, but I think he was on a genuine mission. I think as he went past, I said, I wasn't being rude or aggressive about it. I said, those things have got a great turn of speed, haven't they? You know, not in an unfriendly way. Perhaps it came across as sarcastic, or he only heard the word speed, I don't know. But he took it as a bit of a telling off, which many boaters would. You know, there are many boaters who would shout something far more nasty at someone who behaves in that way. But by way of explanation, fair play to him, he said, I've been broken down for 10 days with it. My engine's been broke for 10 days. I've got to get to the River Nene, and it was getting late, and the closures were going to start on the canals before too long. You know, we were approaching that season where all the winter planned work gets done from November onwards, I think, usually. So he was really putting his foot down. And you know, fair play, if someone's been stuck, they've had a problem, and they're under the gun, or whatever the expression is. And he didn't shout or anything, he just tooted. And I thought, yeah, okay, you know, it's not the end of the world. He probably pissed off a good few boats though, going past moored boats, because there's no way. That guy was on a mission. He was not slowing down for moored boats. I'm going around a corner through a bridge hole, just looking out for oncoming boats. That's why I'm sort of doing the meerkat thing, you know.